The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Voting just isn't going to the polls on Election Day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of the voting process. How to Vote is an easy-to-use and help folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote, no matter what. Their tool, How to Vote, does just that. You can sign up for election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail ballot, explore your options for returning your voted mail ballot, check your voter registration status, find your polling site, and make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote. That's howto.vote. Even though this is a presidential election, there are many more candidates on the ballot besides the president. Go to Ballot Ready for a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on stances on issues, biography, or endorsements, and then save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early on or election day. This election matters. Make sure you have a plan to vote and vote informed. And this year, with changes to polling places and vote by mail laws as a result of COVID, it's more important than ever to have a plan and vote. Local elected officials affect our lives every day. They decide who to prosecute, monitor the quality of our drinking water, and choose the leadership of our schools. 30% of voters take time to vote and then leave some part of their ballot blank. This is a missed opportunity to choose the leaders of our communities. It's okay if you're unfamiliar with some of the more local positions. We recommend hosting a ballot party. Get together with friends over Zoom, split up the research, and go through the ballots together. Go to ballotready.org and enter your address to make a plan to vote and vote informed. That's ballotready.org.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady who's got a brand new TV network on YouTube off the ground. And she's also started with TV Guide, 99 Jams of Miami. She was a well-known afternoon host. Also, she did work with Rep Yo City, interviewing numerous guests, 300 just like I have. And, of course, we'll be talking about the origin of this very wonderful network. She's a graduate of Florida Atlantic University, and she's working on holistic arts and getting a degree. And we also going to talk about some of the holistic features that will tie into the network and how this is going to, be part of the entertainment industry. And how's it going to stand out from the pack? We're going to find out. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Lali, LaLuna TV, the very talented Jazmin Kylene. Jazmin, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
What an incredible intro. I'm like left breathless. Thank you so much for having me, Mike. I'm honored, truly.
Well, it's an honor to have you on as well, too, being like the new #1 soon-to-be network of YouTube and taking up other channels. And I also forgot, too, that you also have going to be others as well, too. You're going to be on Apple TV, Roku, Fire, Wearworld, and you're currently broadcast over 4 million households. You got your start at TV Guide. You worked for 99 Jams of Miami. You later did work for Rep Yo City, and you're also working on getting a holistic arts degree. You're graduating from Florida Atlantic. And before we get into all that, tell us in your words how you first got started.
Well, so basically I always had an interest in journalism, but I thought that I would eventually be venturing into like entertainment journalism. And it wasn't until I truthfully embarked in my own spiritual journey and started to question the whereabouts of being a human that I realized that I wanted to pursue something that was a bit more fulfilling to me. So I ended up creating my own platform, LaLuna TV, which is a place where I'm safe in being a conscious journalist, and I explore a lot of, topics relative to like the conscious world, as far as spirituality and self-love and all that kind of stuff, because I think there's a lot of power in conversation, right? So as far as how I got my start, I kind of just of course, I had a lot of experience, with internships and stuff like that, but with my own stuff, I kind of just got a camera and a microphone, and I went around my college campus, asking people, do you love yourself? What is it that you struggle with? What are your anxieties? What are your fears? And hoping to have that be a mirror to the collective. And, I got such an overwhelming response of people who were connecting and feeling seen within those videos that it just it grew and it expanded. And Cheddar picked up my show, so I was on like 600 college campuses all over the U.S.
Wow.
And yeah, it's definitely been divinely orchestrated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like divinely orchestrated as well. Do you feel this is the first of your type to be where you actually have these videos and have it where you have people that are socially connected? It seems like the people put it out there, but there is a serious disconnection. And also the one thing I was going to ask as well, too, that, what was that real inspiration that got you to help, like, in a way, that socially connect people in a deep sense that has never been done before. How did you do it?
Right. Well, I think that the media plays a lot on fear, and so I think it was important that if I was going to cultivate a platform, that I used it for something that I thought was constructive and something that was rooted in love. So, I mean, I do think a lot of people are doing this kind of work in their own way, but I didn't see people doing it the way that I was doing it. And instead of searching for different outlets to put my voice on, I was like, why don't I create my own outlet? And so that's kind of how I've navigated it. But truthfully, it's been a matter of going through my own personal struggles and not allowing myself to go through them alone, but rather opening up the conversation, opening up the dialogue. We're a generation that's very connected digitally, but we're kind of disconnected socially and emotionally. So I figured, why not start actually talking about these things, and we would have conversation parties in person where we would get people together and just have these really important conversations. And it's all about community cultivation, I would say, for sure.
And what type of conversations you're talking as well, too? What are some of the topics that you cover, and what are some of the topics you plan on exploring in the future?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's so many topics that I'm planning on exploring. We're going to do something on just cultural differences between what it's like growing up in Europe at this age and what it's like growing up in America at this age. We're going to talk about, being a millennial mom versus, being a mom of other generations. We're going to talk about, sexual taboos. Honestly, anything that I think is worth talking about, social media addiction, embracing vulnerability and having that be empowering. Because these are all things that are happening. I think, a lot of the times we struggle and we deal with things that we're not, we think that we're alone in because we're not talking about it. And that can exacerbate the feeling all the more. So when we actually, put a mirror and say, it's normal to not have these highlight reels of lives that you see on Instagram. It's normal to be a person who is flawed and who's suffering. I think it can bring us together and help us heal together. Yeah.
And also too that have you gone through this experience as well too, with being disconnected and also applying this to yourself, and what are some of the situations that you encountered?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing about it is that I'm a spiritual counselor. That's what I'm finishing my certification at with the Holistic Arts Institute. And so when I'm counseling and when I'm doing these one-on-one sessions, I always stress that I'm never coming from a place of someone who has it figured out, and therefore I'm telling you how to help navigate everyone who perhaps has eyes on me to do the same. But oh my gosh, I mean, social media addiction, anxiety, fear, self-doubt, all of those things I navigate day to day, especially being, this age and online and, comparing myself to others. But through, my own ways and practices, I found healing. So I want to help others do the same.
And what are some of the other types of holistic arts you're studying besides Reiki and more?
So I have my Reiki level 1 certification, and I'm getting the second one. I'm currently doing my spiritual counseling certification. So we're just kind of I'm learning about how to navigate therapy in a way that incorporates spiritual practices, sound healing and affirmations and meditation and EFT tapping and all of that good stuff. So it's been a beautiful integration of, the psychology of it, but also the spirituality of it. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I enjoy being a student a lot.
And what would you say is the easiest to difficult in terms of holistic healing?
Ooh, I think the most difficult thing is trusting your intuition, because a lot of the times with these kind of things, especially I do card readings, and a lot of it is just going with your gut, but that takes overcoming the obstacle of self-doubt. And I think the easiest part is just, it's something that comes very naturally. So I feel very at home in what I'm doing. I feel very, guided and protected. So yeah, I would say that's the easiest part.
And do you also have a private practice as well too? Can people come to you for a consultation? Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm still finishing my certification, but I've already been doing sessions, and I have testimonials, and people have really enjoyed my healing. So if there's anyone interested, they can absolutely reach out on my Instagram at Jazmin Kylene, or visit my website, LaLuna.tv, because I love healing truthfully. At any age, at any place in your life, I think there's a something you can get out of spiritual healing.
That's very fantastic as well, too. We'll talk more about your experience in just a minute, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Check the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here at Jazmin and Kylene, the owner of Lali, LaLuna TV here on the Mike Wagner Show, being broadcasted over 4 million homes through Apple, Roku, Fire, and World TV. And she also had some experience with TV Guide, 99 Jams of Miami, and Rep Yo City, and more. And before getting to a bit more LaLuna TV. It's going to be a mouthful as well, too. I'll probably need some green tea here instead of coffee. So what was that one precise moment that influenced you into what you're currently doing right now?
I would say just within my own spiritual awakening, realizing that, because I had plans of going, moving to California and, getting a job in some sort of like entertainment reporter position with like E! News or MTV. And that was my dream for so long. But the more that I felt disconnected from the fulfillment of what that would have been, which granted, I see the purpose in it.
Who are artists, singers, musicians, and radio TV personalities that you grew up with?
Oh my gosh, so many. I take inspiration from so many different places. I think Oprah has really, really, really been a leader for me as far as saw her worth before the world did, and still rooted herself in what she knew was her calling. And I think Alicia Keys, she radiates such a positivity that I resonate with. Beyonce is like one of the most important people to me. And if anyone else, I would just say my mom is definitely like just my idol. So yeah, those women.
And it sounds like as well too. And you also got your start at TV Guide, 99 Jams of Miami, and Rep Yo City. And tell us about those experiences. If I was in Miami, I could have listened to you by then. You just sound great.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was every single I think phase and experience in your life serves a greater purpose, and those experiences were so incredible. And I think times in which I was really able to step into my confidence and my voice and my ability as a journalist and as, like an interviewer, because obviously you interviewing, I think you can understand that. I think going into it, you reach a place of comfort, but going into it can be nerve-wracking to, carry a conversation and to make sure you're capturing, the moments that you can lean into more. So those served as incredible experiences of how I could find my voice as a journalist, and especially just like moving to New York and working for TV Guide, or being in Miami where there were so many up and coming hip hop artists and being so on that scene. Though they were incredible, and I'm so grateful for each experience, for sure.
And also Rep Yo City as well, too. I think that was your big stepping stone before he jumped into LaLuna TV. And you can just tell us about that, interviewing over 300 people, and noticing that you also Jason Mraz. I mean, they had to be like the best people you interviewed. Who was like the most fascinating you've interviewed, and maybe just a little bit of prodding in before you finally got through to some people?
Right. It was always sort of like I was very much sending the emails on my own behalf and getting whatever interviews that I could get booked. But I will say that like the Eva Longoria day was so incredible. But truthfully, I feel like I get my most thought-provoking interviews out of people who aren't used to doing interviews, more like local and celebrities are obviously humans, but I think that like the more human interviews that I have with people who are just kind of like rooted in their purpose have been the most fulfilling for me. Interviewing so many artists and so many people who were climbing their way to the top or who were, shining in that way was incredibly. It's also an industry that can burn you out pretty quickly because it is very competitive. But as far as my most interesting interview, I recently did an interview with somebody who is a poet and an artist, and we did one when it was kind of at the peak of these Black Lives Matter protests. One of the most just like incredible interviews where I think I learned the most from the person I was interviewing. So if you ever want to check out my content, you can check out that interview. It's with an artist named Reverend Doctor. And yeah, that's my answer.
Lali subjects on there. What plans do you have coming up for Lali LaLuna TV for this year, next year, and beyond?
Well, so truthfully, obviously, with everything going on, we had to move from doing studio line, which obviously I miss the aesthetic and the connection that you feel when you're interviewing somebody in person. But I will also say that going online and using Zoom, for example, has allowed me and enabled me to connect with people that I would have otherwise never been able to connect with, and book some incredible interviews with, people in Los Angeles and in Europe and all of that good stuff. So we're going to continue to really expand our guests and have I really want to tackle all of the topics that I don't see represented enough. I want to talk about, our relationship with food. I want to talk about our relationships with media. I want to talk about all of that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to just have the conversations that I think are worth having.
Relationships with food. I'm getting hungry about this subject. You make me hungry, I'll tell you that.
I know, me too. I'm starving.
Oh my gosh. It's like, what is your favorite food, by the way? I'm all for pizza. How about you?
So I'm half European. So being in Europe, I really love just like European healthy foods. Like I love like paella, and there's a dish from Spain called calamares en su tinta, which is literally just like calamari in its own ink. And it sounds gross and it looks insane because it's black, but it's the most delicious thing in the world.
Wow, that is something. I'm coming over for dinner. So
yes, for sure.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with a few more things and talk a little bit more LaLuna TV, Jazmin, Kylene. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Jazmin, Kylene of Lali LaLuna TV here on the Mike Wagner Show, and just a few more things here. How'd you come up with the name Lali LaLuna TV in the first place?
Right. So Lali LaLuna was something that kind of just like, I felt like I just like downloaded from my higher self. But Lali was what we called my grandmother in Spain. And La Luna is obviously the moon, and I was born on a full moon, and I'm very connected to the moon's phases. So I kind of just wanted to incorporate that like strong divine feminine maternal energy alongside the moon, which is also very divinely feminine, and kind of have that be like the name of my powerhouse. So yeah, I know it's a mouthful. It's alliteration is always a difficult thing to tackle.
Grandma's moon, Lali, and also just a couple of things. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I would say, I think my mom, honestly. I think she, if anyone, has been the person who's seen my power and really encourages me and uplifts me and just, if anything, inspires me to be the best version of myself. So I think I wouldn't be myself if it weren't for her.
And also, what's the best advice you can give?
You mean just like navigating their careers or just in life?
Be navigating life or just anything in general, whatever comes to mind.
Right. I think I would say to just remember that they're capable. I think that self-doubt is so prominent in a time where we're so digitally connected and we're so much, comparing our very real and flawed lives to like the fake images that we see online of what people show. So I think, just recognizing that we are already enough, that we are capable, and that, it's not a matter of like attaining and chasing and finding our value and gaining goals and monetary value, but rather just making yourself happy and enjoying and being present in the moment, I think is the secret to happiness. So, yeah.
And that's very amazing as well, too. And where can we find Lali LaLuna TV?
So you can visit LaliLaLuna.tv. That's LaliLaLuna.tv. Or you can go on my Instagram at Jazmin Kylene. My stuff is on YouTube as well at Jazmin Kylene, and you can find me on Apple TV, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire TV. We're streaming on over 4 million households, so I'm really proud, as well as World TV. And yeah.
Any plans for expansion into another TV network?
As for right now, I'm putting myself in my own platform, but if anyone's listening and they want to talk with me, they totally can.
Sounds great. Once again, Jazmin Kylene of LaLuna TV here on the Mike Wagner Show. Jazmin, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and once again, where can people check out your programs?
Totally. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Mike. You've been such just a kind soul. So thank you for giving me the time to share my voice. And yeah, as far as what I'm doing next, I'm opening up my spiritual counseling program. So whoever wants to book a one-on-one session with me, they can. I am also starting a line of color healing T-shirts. So you can pick those up if you want to support and have that kind of healing in your life on my website at LaliLaLuna.tv, where you will also find all of my digital content.
That is fantastic. Once again, Jazmin, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. We'll have you back on sometime this year, next year, and beyond. Just keep us up to date.
Totally. I'd love that. Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.